Hi, it's me, Dave Crane. I want to just give you a little update. I'm not going to take up much of your time, but this is quite nice, isn't it? This is my bedroom. This is where I hang out all the time. Not really, it's just a posh place to hang out. But what I wanted to do was share with you some ideas, as I always do. But this is motivational and purely motivational because this year, 2017, is lined up to be the best year I've ever had. And I told you about this about 2-3 months ago, about how tough 2016 was and how the fact that I would not allow it to just sit like that. I was going to get stuck into it. Hi to Dave, good to see you in Thailand, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm off to do a session in Kenya at the end of this weekend. I'm off to Saudi the week after. We're launching our boot camp for everybody, which is really exciting as well. Cheers, David, appreciate it. Tracy, nice to see you as well. And also, there's some huge projects I've got coming through, which if you're connected with me on Facebook and LinkedIn, then you'll find out about that. By the way, on LinkedIn, I don't know if you know, but I decided this year to get really stuck into everything. Really throw myself at work, throw myself at contacts, throw myself at opportunities. Hi, babe. Hi, Aziza. And so now I've got 14,000 connections on LinkedIn, purely because I just got stuck into doing it. And so they think that makes it easy for me to get business and create relationships with people. How to phrase as well? Well, 100% it does. If you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, then make sure you do. Because one thing I'll offer you is the fact that because I'm now connected to so many people, then you're a second connection to all those people as well. So if there's certain people you want to connect to in business that you're looking for, then use me as a reference. Say, hi, my friend Dave Crane said I should get in contact. Unless you're going to spam them, or you're going to stalk them, or you're going to put them in a box and drop them in the sea, which is not good. So that's something that's good. If you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, then go ahead and do that. So in terms of motivation, I want to share with you a couple of things. First of all, Will Smith. I don't know if you've seen the meme about Will Smith, but he was talking about how he's so successful in life and business. And he says, it's very simple. He says, I've got a ridiculously sickening work ethic. He said, I never stop working. I graft harder than everybody else. And that's why I end up getting all the business and all the films and all the opportunities that I do. And I think that's the thing I've taken on board more than anything. Just working harder than anybody I know. And it sounds like a really arrogant thing to say, but I'm literally working from about 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I get up and I get ready. It's stuck into doing my emails and all the projects I'm planning out for the day. Then I get ready to make sure that Maya's up and looks after for breakfast, and Aziza takes over after that. And I go on until basically end of play. Normally about 11:30. Sometimes earlier if I'm really wiped out. I find myself sitting in a chair like that, of drool coming down, then I'll get myself off to bed. But it's starting to come through. We've got some really good projects I'll tell you about later on. The thing is, you have to be motivated. This is a year that's going to be tougher than everybody. Connect with everybody. If you've got questions, ask me. I'll help you as much as I can do. I'll connect with people I think who can help you as well. So any comments, please let me know here, because we've got a community of people who are all very interactive and all want to help each other. Thanks, Fraser. I'm just trying to read this out because the light's in me. I will do. I've connected with a lot of people, Fraser. Let me know what you're after. And there's a lot of directors and companies that you could be interested in talking to as well. And that goes out to everybody else who's interested as well. As much as I can help you, I will do, because I know that it will come backwards. And at the end of the day, right now is a year when you want to have mastermind groups. You want to have connections with people who are really interested in helping you, because that's how it works. We don't know what's going to happen this year. What we do know is whatever happened last year is going to be even tougher, because people are going to go out there and do their own thing. It's going to be a year for more selfishness, which I think the antidote to selfishness is to be a greater community and be more connected with people that know, like, and care about you and want you to do well as well. And I promise you, as much as I can do, unless you're a serial killer, well, don't kill me, I will help you as much as possible. Wayne Gretzky, when he talked about why he was such a successful ice hockey player, and this is one that Ernesto Verdugo talks about when he does his presentations and seminars. Why was he so successful? Why did he score more goals than anybody else in ice hockey? And what he talks about is literally, first of all, he took more shots than anybody else. And let's see Brian as well. Good to see Brian. Good fella. Brian, you should connect with as well. Amazing fella. Really, really good. So, and who's that as well? Simon, good to see you too. First of all, Wayne Gretzky took more shots than... Wayne Gretzky? Is it Wayne Gretzky? Yeah, of course it is. Took more shots than anybody else. But also, he would watch the game and find out where the puck is going next. He wouldn't follow the puck and chase the puck. He'd find out where it's going next, and that's where he'd wait. So in your business, if you're finding it a little bit challenging and not sure exactly where to go next, Dr. Mansour, nice to see you. In fact, we'll be working together on the World Beauty Congress. That's another really exciting project in a couple of months' time. I'll let you know more about that. Hot chicks. Didn't say that because the wife's watching. But it's a really exciting project. So as you're putting together your plan, you're thinking, where is this going to go? Where's my business going to be? Who am I connecting with? What am I going to do? Take a step back and look at what's happening to your industry. I had a conversation actually with Dr. Mansour talking about the way that the medical industry is going. And there's a very good chance that it will take off in the same way as Uber, where rather than going to a hospital and they say, so what's wrong? You go, I've got a sore finger. And they go, lie down here, let's x-ray your feet, and we'll put you on a drip feed, and we'll have you in for 3 days of observation. And before you know it, what should have been a plaster turns out to be $50,000 of treatment. It's going to be a different world where literally you can get onto people and talk to people who are doctors, and whether you do it on Skype, coaching, wherever it is, they'll connect with you, tell you from your description what they think is wrong with you, and then be able to send you to the pharmacy. Very exciting prospect, that, and it will be like Uber reinventing the taxi business. In the fact now taxi drivers can be anybody who's got a car. I think that's going to happen in a lot more industries. So watch where the industries are going so you can have more opportunities for you to upgrade and update and be where things are going to go. Very exciting. Whatever you're doing now in your industry may change completely. I mean, let's face it, when you listen to the radio, how often do you get excited about a song on the radio? I've got to be honest, I'm bored stupid about the songs that are out here at the moment. Why? Well, because Simon Cowell did an amazing thing with the music industry. I don't know if you know Simon Cowell. You should know. This guy who's got his underpants up to here when he's on the telly. Hello to Jill as well. And the message is thanks and don't work too hard. I know, but I love working. It's, you know, I'm not doing something I hate. I'm doing something I love, so it doesn't feel like work. And in between that, I get to spend some quality time with my family. So and then argue with my dogs who couldn't give a monkey as long as they get bones. So Simon Cowell, the guy who reinvented pop music and did blandify it quite a lot, but what he did was he actually had a massive hit in the 80s called Wonder Dog, and he appeared on Top of the Pops in a dog costume. If you check it out on YouTube and you'll see it there. But Simon Cowell spent a lot of time with a guy called Pete Waterman. Now Pete Waterman had a thing called the Hit Factory, which was Stock, Aitken and Waterman, 3 producers and the writers who created the Motown business model, but in the 80s. So people like Kylie Minogue and who am I thinking of? Kylie Minogue, Mel and Kim, what's it, Never Gonna Give You Up, wasn't it? Rick Astley and all these other guys came through a system that was created where what basically happened is if you're a good singer, then they would give you a song, they would give you musicians, they would give you an album, and they would promote you, and they could put anybody on any song, and it would still work. So if you look at Motown, if you go back to the origins of Motown with Berry Gordy, they had a set of musicians who would work on every song. And they just had effectively session musicians who were coming in as artists, and they could interchange them. It was really, really exciting. And hello to... the lights in my eyes, I can't see it. I've got my glasses on. Jill. Hi, Jill. Nice to see you as well. And the message is... love watching you. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And that makes a big difference. When people say that I like watching what you're doing, and that's really good. Because when people say you're really boring and we hate you, then that sort of makes me cry a lot. Doesn't stop me talking, as you probably guessed. So there we are. So talking about in Motown, Berry Gordy had all these different... I can't remember the name of the guys. The Something Brothers. If you know it, post it. You can look it up. There's a movie all about them. But they would basically play the songs on everything from Smokey Robinson to Marvin Gaye, and it was the same guys who did all the music, and literally the artists would come on and do it. So that's what was recreated by Pete Waterman and Stock, Aitken and Waterman, who did all his hits in the 80s. Now, what Simon Cowell did was he understudied with Pete Waterman, followed him everywhere to work out exactly how... wishing you here from Hong Kong. Oh, from Hong Kong. Nice to see you. How is it in Hong Kong? Is it wet? Because right now in Dubai it's a little bit cold. I say cold. Everyone else has got snow and torrential everything. And I've got, oh, it's cold. Look, I've got a jacket on. So Simon Cowell would follow around Pete Waterman almost like a puppy dog in his Wonder Dog video. And he basically looked at everything that was involved in the music business and realised that if you had a factory of people putting the music together, then you would own effectively the artists, because very few artists manage to leave the Stock, Aitken, Waterman stable and go off on their own and still be successful. If you look at the people who did manage it, Rick Astley didn't really, even now, a great artist, traveling around the world, playing his hits, See, playing the same hits again, doing really well. It's cool and sunny. Well, that's not bad. Cool and sunny is good weather to have. In fact, I'm not even asked a question yet on Facebook, so I'll do that later on after I finish this broadcast. So, Simon Cowell, going back to the 80s, followed him around to work out how the music business worked. And as a direct result of that, what he did was he thought, okay, so we've got factory musicians who are doing all the music, and that's a great way, because with the exception of Rick Astley, he didn't really launch a solo career, but he did come back in the 80s with all his music again. Now he's doing very well, because he's a great artist. And very ginger, which is very cool. But then Kylie Minogue managed to launch her career, but it was sort of against the tide. But very few people, Jason Donovan included, didn't manage to launch themselves separate because the factory was so strong, and marketing was so strong, and the music written for them was so strong, their own stuff was very rarely as good, or they didn't connect with people who could help them make that decision. So what Simon Cowell did was he took that whole business model and took it one step even further than that. And if you think about it, if you break down the business model of American Idol and X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, what they do is they source karaoke singers. Very good, very talented, top-of-the-range karaoke singers. They build them up with a TV audience who are starting to love everything they do. The TV audience makes a vote, the TV audience interacts, the TV audience watches the YouTube videos and says who they like, who they don't like. But at the end of the show, not only do they have the very best artists available anywhere, out of contract, with no background of being famous, but also they sign them up onto their label to become artists for them. And you know what makes it even more cool? When they launch their album, they've a ready-made audience who already know, love, and want to get more of their music. So every song that comes out by that artist, unless they're found to have, like, I don't know, cats' heads in the fridge or something really horrible, is guaranteed an audience that would go out and buy it. Genius business model. In my opinion, dulled the music industry, but at the same time, it's made a really interesting way of things going. Hi to Nancy as well. So in your industry, there are things that will change overnight. There are things that are on the horizon. Work out where it's going, and don't be scared to just jump out on a limb. Going where it's going is where it's smart. I don't know which industry you're in. I'd love your comments and your thoughts on it, because certainly in terms of a community and people I talk to on a regular basis, we'd love to know what you think about where things are going. And because we're talking, I mean, there we are, we're talking to Gillian in Hong Kong. I know that Dave Kavanagh is in Thailand. In fact, if you're from a different part of the world, then let me know where you are. Just list it so I can see exactly where you're from, so we can see where we're reaching. And let's have some kind of brain trust just on this video. In terms of the comments, let me know where you're from, what you do for a living, and also what you think is going to change in your industry. Because you never know, you might get an insight from somebody on the other side of the world doing something completely different, who said, actually, we've started moving on this, keep an eye out on that. Or they may actually have some insights that could save you some money, or even better, make you some money. So, in terms of how that all fits together, and hello to Restaurant and Beauty Salon. Cyprus, fantastic, Jill, nice to see you. Cyprus, very nice. How's the weather in Cyprus just now? Is it horrible like everywhere else? It's just sunny and everyone's running about in their bikinis just having fun and drinking cocktails, which is what it is like normally, I'm guessing. So in terms of where things are going to be going, I've already talked about Wayne Gretzky, I've talked about Simon Cowell, talked about Will Smith's work ethic. It's wet. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, best you stay indoors in your bikini with your cocktails. Maybe in a hairdresser, that'd be interesting. Send me some pictures. So moving on. In your industry, things could change, but be motivated. Don't be scared of what's coming up. Embrace it, because it's going to happen anyway. But the more you think about it, the more you get excited about it, the more that you will be that changer at the front of it, driving the train that takes things to a brand new level. If you don't do it, you'll find out about it from everybody else, and that's kind of worrying, because then you're worried about your job. The way that you stay in control, the way you stay in charge, and the way you stay in a job or in charge of your industry is to really dig down deep. Don't see anything as being permanent. This is a year where everything will change. But embrace that. Be open to new ideas. Technology at some point has to come in and jump in and shake things around. And when it does, it's always for the better, even though sometimes it seems a bit shocking. With me, I've had to reinvent myself a lot this year. I had to reinvent my timetable. In fact, the only thing that suffered more than anything is I haven't had a chance to hit the gym because I haven't been able to work out exactly how to fit it in. But that's the next thing on my list. I used to do it first thing in the morning. Now I'm doing emails and looking after the little one. I'll find my 20 minutes or I'll find my hour later on during the day when I get stuck into the gym to make sure that everything's happening on here fits in with everything that's happening in here. So I'd love your comments, I'd love your thoughts, I'd love your inspirations. What gets you on a daily basis motivated and moving forward to take charge of your life? Because if you don't do it, let's face it, it's one of those conversations you have with people. I know one day everybody wants to retire. Well, I've got to be honest. I don't want to retire. I love what I do. I want to keep it going as long as possible. Hi to Jonathan as well. But I also want to make sure that you have a happy life as well. If I can share ideas with you, I can move you forward, then retirement is only something you do from a job that you don't like. If you love what you do, why would you want to retire? Right now we're talking about a world where in terms of 3D printing, we could probably live to 120. Seriously, because every body part that's falling to bits now, they can replace. They can replace hips, replace teeth, replace skulls, replace skin. At some point, every single part of you can be replaced. I'm not talking about having plastic surgery that makes you look like that. And if you do look like that, I'm apologising already. I went to an event the other day. Can't say what it was. But quite a few people had surgery. And for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, they're all watching like that. I'm so happy. There you go. Not me. Without the beard and the grey hair. So we want, if you can live to 120, then you can work up until that point, virtually, with everything being recharged and replaced and so on. But do you want to? You can have enough life in you. One thing that'll be different is, I can't say this because can we say this? Pornography might be different when people are 120. It might be a little bit less popular. I've just got to say, be like bags needs ironing. Anyway, moving on. In terms of what you're doing right now and where you want to be, I never want to retire. You might never want to retire, but if you do want to stay in what you do, you've got to evolve, you've got to see the bigger picture and become a pioneer. Don't be scared. Jump and grow wings on the way down. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm going to post a video to everybody who's already had an interest in it, is we're doing a boot camp for people who want to become a speaker. I believe in every industry, the more you can have a voice, the more you can be a speaker, the more you can add to your wages. I used to say conservatively it was about 30% of your wages is related to your ability to speak. I think it's much bigger than that. I think that you're looking at 200 to 300% more money involved in your industry, involved in your job, in your career, if you can just speak. In terms of your promotions, you get more opportunity to be promoted, you're more visible, you could write books, you could talk on behalf of your company, and you'll be the person that gets promoted faster if they know that you're a go-getter and somebody who can captain the team. So I think being a speaker is very important. If you're interested in attending one of the boot camps, then let me know directly. There's only about 2-3 places, I've got to be honest, but we will be doing more stuff in the future. I'm also producing a speaker academy for those interested in really, really sort of upping their game, and I'll tell you more about that. And it's not just about speaking. A lot of people are afraid of public speaking. Not everybody wants to be a speaker. You might want to be a trainer, or you might want to be better in the boardroom. I have a number of clients that come to see me that don't want to do big presentations. They don't want to go out to 200-300 people. All they want to do is, when they're in front of a board of 10 to 20 people, not feel like they're 5 years old and being told off and dry up and get really scared. Now that's pretty reasonable for most people. Most people have a fear of talking to more than 3-4 people. If you're amongst them, then we can change that game as well. Nice to see you, Mohammed, as well. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to sign off now because I've been talking for quite some time, but I'd love your sharing of this. Just share it. Share it amongst all the people, put it on your page, and let's get their thoughts as well. Because I think something like this is very important for everybody to pay attention to, and the more you like it, the more that I know that I'm doing a good job and sharing these ideas with you. So I'd love to have your feedback, and that's it for me. I'll do another broadcast tomorrow, and I'll ask you a question on my Facebook page very, very soon indeed. Something challenging, or just something that'll make you smile. It's something that made me smile today. I can't tell you about it, it's very rude. Oh. Thanks, Sarah, for that. Okay, take it easy. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye from Dubai. Look at the weather. Look at the weather. Oh, yeah, it's a window. It doesn't quite work like that. Anyway, take it easy. Cheers.